Double or Nothing, a short story by L.D. Roberts. He paces, tight steps across the living room to the wall, then turns, paces back. His index finger caresses a red plastic poker chip, worn thin. Upstairs, she's adjusting the arm of her sweater until it aligns exactly with the bottom edge. She lingers, choosing a shirt, placing it in the suitcase, then taking it out and tossing it back on the bed. She dreads this drive. Miles and miles of dull flat brown, until a Burger King sprouts up like a shrine. They could be gone an entire month. 30 days. For the last few years, her life is lived in slices of 30 days. Each day full of injections, cramping, and a list of don'ts. Her monthly period is her prime meridian. And each month, another cycle of longing and expectation, until she discovers the inevitable crimson stain in her underwear. She closes the suitcase, zips it up, leaves it at the top of the staircase. Doug takes the steps 2 at a time like an excited puppy. He grabs her suitcase and looks up. Even early in the morning, she looks great. He loves how her brown hair hugs the bottom of her chin, the delicate way she points her foot to find the top of the stair. And now barrenness is pulling her away from him 30 days at a time. He lays all their luggage neatly in the back of the Acura and comes back to lock the front door. She stands on the porch, face up to the sun, enjoying the crisp, cool morning. A lone purple cloud clings to the bottom of the horizon. They settle into the car. He waits for the sharp click of her seatbelt before pulling out of the driveway. He turns onto the 405 freeway, settles back, clicks the cruise control to 90 miles an hour. With luck, they will reach Vegas by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The freeway is blessedly sparse, and his mind wanders back to his first Binion poker tournament. He placed 6th, winning over $17,000. Giddy with excitement, he and Beth shared a $1,000 dinner and agreed that he had the talent and the luck to win it all. First prize is $500,000. She thinks it's the money, but she's wrong. It's the winning. It's being first. It's being the best, beating all of them. And in the last few years, he has come close, very close. Beth lays on her side, knees half curled in the reclined seat. Her beige linen pants hike up around her calves in soft wrinkles. Despite the early hour, she wears mascara and soft rose lipstick. He appreciates that she always presents herself like the wife of a top-selling agent. Thank God she agreed to come. He knows she dreads the tournament. He knows she spends 18-hour days watching grown men act like 7-year-olds trying to outwit each other in a game of cards. His days are filled with quick decisions, followed by an adrenaline rush when he wins. And he cannot win unless she is in the gallery, watching. Just outside of Bakersfield, she stirs, stretches, and rubs both fists into her eyes. Stop at the rest stop, I have to pee. Thought you peed 3 days ago. She punches him playfully in the arm. Just pee, don't get your hair and nails done. Laughing, she slams the car door. 9:20 a.m. and already the heat shimmers in waves across the concrete. Beads of sweat form between her breasts. Flinging open the heavy concrete door, she is overcome by a sickening combination of disinfectant and mold. The restroom is a windowless concrete square. A dingy porcelain sink barely supports a leaky faucet. The graffiti-covered paper towel dispenser is empty. You get away from me. Beth squints to see the bare outline of a figure on the floor. Her back is against the wall, legs splayed in front of her. Her head flops to the side, obscuring her face. Streaks of greasy hair cling to her head. Her muscles sag as though she has been beaten and tossed against the wall. Her skin has a grayish tinge. Ancient blue jeans are unbuttoned to her pubic bone. A pink cotton t-shirt stretches across her protruding belly. A torn canvas sneaker falls halfway off one foot. She could be 16 or 40. The floor is full of half-open bags of cheap trail mix. 16 cans of Coke are neatly stacked against the wall beside her. Sorry, didn't see you, Beth says, stepping delicately around the bags into an empty stall. She's pregnant? Sitting in here eating garbage, breathing chemicals? She wants to beat her fists against the door of the stall. I am the one who should be pregnant. I am the one who works out every day and chokes down a handful of pills. I haven't had a goddamn cup of coffee in years. Why? Why her and not me? She uses the bathroom, washes her hands, rubbing them together under the trickle of water, shakes them dry over the sink. Helpless to stop herself, she asks, "Too soon?" That ain't none of your damn business. Beth turns, flees the bathroom, rushes to the Acura, and pulls open the door. You okay? He asks. She slides in. She sits. His hand begins gently caressing her knee. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just groggy from sleeping during the day. She tries to pull herself together, contain her rage. It rumbles inside her, fierce, hot, and overwhelming. Outside, as the dull miles race by, her rage begins to cool into a dull helplessness. She watches as Doug drives, silently counting cards and rehearsing tournament moves. Frowning Joe, another player, turned 76 last week. Maybe he is slowing down. Doug's mind bounces between possibilities and strategies, all the way to Vegas. 26 days later, he has come in second. Again. The trophy, a dead weight. Smiling for photos feels like a mockery. He has lost to Frowning Joe 4 years in a row. The tournament is a farce, repeating itself every year. The commentators and spectators are bored. For the first time, he collected his winnings in cash, hoping the sight of all those $100 bills would ease his disappointment. Finally, they can head home. Standing in the hotel parking lot, they wait as the valet loads their luggage. Doug notices for the first time that there are no extra suitcases. She didn't shop. She spent her free time swimming laps and languishing by the pool. She glances over at him. His fingers are still twitchy, confused, lonely without the caress of cards. Last night refused to release the desert heat, and at 4:45 a.m. it is 94 degrees. She climbs into the driver's seat, starts the car, places his coffee in the cup holder, guns the engine, desperate to be home, to wash away the dust and disappointment. She puts her hand on his knee. She drives. They wait, wondering who will bring it up first. 40 miles away, he starts. I know we agreed this was going to be the last tournament, but I'm just so damn close. I just need... She looks at him, wondering, where is the line between determination and fanaticism? She counted down every second of this last tournament. Each day, slogging through an endless hell, what kept her sane was knowing it was the last time she would have to do this. She doesn't answer him. Why have the argument while they are trapped together? She has an entire year to tell him no. 3 hours later, she pulls into the rest stop, unlatches the door carefully. Doug stirs but does not awaken. Tugging open the heavy door, putrid air assaults her. The woman she saw last time is on her back, surrounded by bloody rags, spilled coke, and piss. Beth doesn't allow herself to guess what else might be concealed on the floor. A newborn, wrapped in a free newspaper from the bin outside, sleeps peacefully on her stomach. Stepping around the garbage, she leans over to see the baby. Dried blood encrusts the tiny, chubby face. You! Get away from the baby! Beth can't help herself. Boy or a girl? Finally got me a boy. She can't help but grin proudly. Beth walks out into the harsh sunlight, rushes to the Acura, lifts the lid of the trunk, grabs 2 stacks of $100 bills, plastic bottles of water, and a bag of nuts. She heads back to the bathroom. How long were you in labor? She asks, shoving an open bottle of water toward her. The mother grabs the water and begins gulping. Take it easy, you'll choke. The mother wipes her mouth with the back of her hand, shrugs. About 3 hours. You had him that fast? More you have, quicker they come. He's my 4th. Beth steps around a bloody rag, kicks away an empty M&M bag covered with ants, leans over, lays a stack of bills on the empty speck of floor. Beth hands her the package of nuts. She rips the bag open with her teeth, pours them into her mouth. Nut flakes stick to the edge of her lips. She chews once, swallows, gulps down another mouthful of water, burps loudly. Then her eyes sneak across to the stack of the hundreds. Why you want to be helping me out? Beth shakes her head, points to the baby, to the $100 bills, and back to herself. For the first time, the mother really looks at her. This thin woman, in her cashmere twin set and diamond solitaire. Must be nice to have a stack of $100 bills to carry around unless you see something you might be wanting. Suddenly, Beth is filled with a cruel determination. Where are your other babies? The crack from the punch echoes off the concrete walls, and Beth's jaw explodes in pain. She falls backwards, her teeth mash into her tongue. Her mouth fills with blood. It dribbles down her chin, dripping onto her white linen shirt. The drops expand to the size of quarters. It looks like she's been shot. Wild-eyed, the mother lurches up, places him against her chest. Shh, baby, shh. His crying slows to a tiny whimper. Her breasts hang low next to his mouth. He turns his head, uninterested, refusing anything she might offer. Beth kicks over crumpled newspapers with her toe, looking for an open can of formula. She finds nothing but crushed cans of Coke. She feels a hot, steely rage. This baby is hungry. What happened to your other 3 babies? Mother don't think about the other 3. Not too much. Screw this bitch. She ain't giving up this baby, her wide-eyed perfect son. When she ain't so tired, she's going to get herself together. Get a good job, an apartment. Raise him up. Good and strong. She ain't selling her son. Beth wiggles the second stack of bills out of her back pocket, places it on top of the other stack, as the baby lets out a wild, hungry scream. The mother stares at the wall, seeing a distant, ugly place. A pit with no bottom. She is helpless to escape. Her eyes sneaked back over the bills. That ain't enough. So, she wants what everybody wants. More. Beth thinks of Minna, the high-class working girl she befriended at the tournament, telling her, everything in life is a negotiation. When you understand that, life is simple. Without hesitation, she removes her pea-sized diamond studs, carefully laying each one on the stack of hundreds. The mother picks up a stud, rolls it between her fingers. The mother and Beth watch as a mouse scurries from behind a corner. They can see the trail of ants as it marches purposely up the mother's leg. The mother's face hardens into a mask of despair, and she realizes giving him up is just one more step in a downward spiral that she can't seem to climb out of. She thrusts the baby at Beth, stands upright, wobbles with dizziness. She grabs her blood-soaked jeans, steps in tentatively, pulls them over her tired hips, tugs down her shirt, walks slowly towards the door, pulls it open, puts a hand over her eyes. Her fingers are splayed to let her tired pupils adjust. She turns, walks out of the restroom. The diesel-filled air from the freeway seems fresh and clean as she takes a deep breath and steps into the morning. Beth rubs tiny circles on the baby's back. Okay, baby, it's okay. I'll get you a nice bottle. There's a crib waiting just for you at home. She looks down at him and smiles. There are toys and books. I'm going to read to you. She walks to the car, pulls open the trunk, rummages in the food box for a can of evaporated milk. She always kept a can for her coffee, but she hasn't had coffee in years. She checks the date, 3 years old. Should still be good. Holding her new baby, she pounds on the passenger side door. Doug wakes, opens the door with one hand, rubs his eyes with the other. Hurry, move over, you need to drive. She shoves him. His long legs tangle up in the clutch. Slipping into the passenger seat, she pulls the lever. The seat reclines until she is prone. Placing the baby on her chest, she flips open the can, puts her index finger in, places her finger gently in his mouth. He begins to suck. She does it again and again. His green eyes are the color of emeralds. His smile could melt glaciers. Just drive, go. We need to get out of here. What is going on? Don't ask, just drive. His eyes go wide. Why are you pleading? What is going on? Her tongue probes the inside of her mouth, finding a loose tooth. Why are you asking all these questions? We need to go. Her chest begins to heave from the weight of her baby. Her cheeks flush. Sweat plasters her bangs against her forehead. She starts the car, but drives around to the back of the rest stop and parks. Why are you stopping? I don't understand. Get on the freeway now. We need to go. He turns off the car. What is going on? We are keeping this baby. You don't know anything about this baby. It could be drug addicted, deformed. She stifles a laugh. Doug, her loving husband, so willing to take huge risks in card games where the stakes are unimportant. And now he wants certainty? This is not an it. It is a he. She lifts him slightly off her chest. This is our son. Jason, she says, turning him to Doug in introduction. Why are you doing this? Why don't you want our child? Jason is not their child. He does not want to raise a child that does not carry his DNA, his temperament, his smile. Take it back. No. 2 small letters, a force. A word that can begin a war or end a marriage. No. The barrier between where you are and where you have to go. One word, a complete sentence, that always ends with one side triumphant and the other battered. Elizabeth, I'm telling you, I will sit through the tournament with you next year. She begins as Jason throws out a chubby fist and grabs a handful of hair. Doug looks at her, the woman he chose for life, raising the ante, going all in. He starts the car, drives through the parking lot, makes a left, and then a right, and speeds up the freeway ramp. She turns, looking back towards Vegas. Decades of poker, and her husband doesn't know a bluff when he sees it. She is never returning. If you enjoyed listening to my story, please hit like and subscribe and leave a comment so my team and I can continue to record these stories for your enjoyment.